Hello, everyone. Hi, my genealogy queens, and good days dawn to you. So, what I decided to do recently, which was actually early this dawn of a day, I did it at like two in like the early day. I decided to upload my 23andMe results to DNA.Land just to see what I would get back. I just did it just to see what I would get back, just to see what it would come up with. So as you guys know, when I first did my DNA.Land results in 2016, it'll give you the date that I did it. So the first results ever were July 3rd, 2016. And so you go to select, and it was ancestry DNA results. You go to select, and this was actually before they updated Ancestry. So what I might do as well is I'm going, because they haven't updated 23andMe, but I've never used my 23andMe results. But what I'm gonna do is take my updated Ancestry DNA results and also put it in DNA.Land as well, because I think getting what I get back from there as well will be interesting. So I go to view, and we go back to what it said before, which was that I was African 77%, West African 69%, that's 77% African, West African 69%, Lower Niger Valley 50%, 50% Mende/Akan 15%, which actually makes sense, seeing that when I went over my Mali percentage, and we talked about that, how they talked about the Mende tribes and the Mende kind of ethnic groups and stuff like that. So that makes sense. Senegal River Valley 3%. East African April 4%, which still doesn't make sense to me because I have no East African in my blood. The only thing I see of East African in my blood is here. Every other test does not show it. So I'm confused about that. Senegal River Valley, kind of weird about that too because I have no Senegal in my blood. It says Northwest Europe 18%, West Eurasian 20%, which I don't really know what they're talking about when they say West Eurasia. Ambiguous 1.5% in the West Eurasia part, I guess, and then Native American 1.7%, and then ambiguous 1.4%. Okay, so then you come here, Terran Queen, January 5th, 2019, 23andMe, select. You go to view. So now it comes back African 79%, West African 69%, Lower Niger Valley 49%, which says, I guess that's Nigerian, but Ancestry says I was 1%, so I don't know. Before it was 19, then it was 1, now it says 49, I guess. Please tell me if I'm wrong. Mende/Akan 16%, Senegal River Valley 3.2%, so a little bit more of that. East African 7.2%, Aka 3.7%, which I'll have to look Aka up. I will have to look Aka up because I have no idea what that is. Maybe we can look that up together if I decide to continue to let this video go longer. Northwestern Europe 13%, West Eurasian 18%, Northwestern European 4.8%, North Slavic 2.5%, Finnish 2.3%. I've never heard of Finnish in my blood. They've never pinpointed Finnish or Slavic. Ambiguous 2.4%. But what I find really interesting is here it says Amazonian 1.1%. And why I find this interesting is, so what they did was, instead of grouping the Asian, like the Southeast Asian and the East Asian with my Native American percentage, like 23andMe does, I guess what they did was they just took that 1.1% of Native American and pinpointed it to an actual location, which I really actually liked, because when I looked up Amazonian, you go down and it says Caritiana and Soroi in Brazil. Now, what's funny about that is my family name and my mother's side is Brazil. Like, we are Brazils. We're the Brazils. And um, when my Uncle Wayman, which is my mother's brother, talked about us kind of originating from people in Brazil, which is funny. And then when you go to here, Indigenous Peoples in Brazil, Wikipedia, it says Indigenous Peoples in Brazil, well, Amazonian, but Indigenous Peoples in Brazil, Portuguese. So Indigenous Brazilians, Portuguese, which is funny because, like I talked about my Portuguese blood, like the French, Portuguese, and Spanish, or when I did that video on Spain and Portugal and how it kind of interluded with France, and how I said that we had Portuguese ancestry in my family on the European side. I mean, it all makes sense here. I mean, it all makes sense. It all pretty much goes together. Like, I mean, it's really amazing to me how it does that. So I really think that that's so cool. I think that's really interesting. Let's look up. I just think that's awesome. You know, so it makes sense to me. It makes sense. So I think that's cool that I can kind of, in a way, put my Native American ancestry somewhere, at least for now. You know, and I'll talk more to my family about it, but it's just funny to me. And it's really interesting, and I'm really happy right now. I'm actually very happy with these results, with like the fact that it could at least pinpoint someplace, because it to me, it didn't just pinpoint a random spot. Like, that actually makes sense. You see what I'm saying? It makes sense, and it actually adds up. So I really like that a lot. I really do. So other than talking about Native American ancestry or that part, let's go to Aka. What is Aka? And I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to put Aka African tribe or something, because they're not going to really know. Excuse me. African tribe. Or African people. So it says the Aka of Bayaka are a nomadic Mbinga Pygmy people. They live in southwestern Central African Republic and in the Northern Republic of the Congo. Oh! And ecologically diverse people. They occupy 11 different ecological zones of the Western Congo Basin. So that comes from like Cameroon and Congo. It may even actually, wow. This picture, I remember looking at this picture. I used it one time, and it was when I was looking up the African hunter-gatherers, and I think that's what it's also going to. Like my Cameroon and Congo, but my hunter-gatherer as well. That makes so much sense. Wow. That's beautiful. Oh, wow. That is beautiful. Let me tell you, that is some stuff. I think that's beautiful. I think that is awesome. Let me see. Okay, I'm trying to get out of these pictures now. Cameroon and Gabon, Baka people. They are so, I'm sorry, but they're the boys right there. Him right there and him. You can see they're trying to dance or whatever. They're the cutest thing. But this is the Baka people known in the Congo as Bayaka, which we've talked about. Baba Yaga, and Bibaya are an ethnic group inhabiting the southeastern rainforest of Cameroon. Northern Republic of Congo, Northern Gabon, and Southwestern Central African Republic, and South Sudan and Western Equatorial State that's sharing the border with Congo and Central African Republic. So when it says like over here are an ethnic group inhabiting the southwestern rainforest of Cameroon, Northern Republic of Congo, that makes sense to me because that just kind of showed up in my results. Like with Cameroon and Congo, now the southern Bantu peoples, maybe more of that can go to like my Madagascar roots. Maybe some of this also goes to my Madagascar roots. But yes, the Northern Gabon and the Central African Republic don't resonate with me at all. They talked about Central African in 23andMe, but